Hey everyone, okay, so today I'm going to be doing a tutorial and I'm going to be doing it on the lovely Emma. This is quite a glamorous tutorial, but I also wanted to show you that a lot of times people complain that models that we use oftentimes have really flawless skin. They just look no different when the makeup's applied. Now, Emma, as you can see here, has some skin redness and some blemishes going on. And I'm going to show you how to cover them and how I would cover them. Whether you're covering blemishes or redness or acne, the principle is always the same. And I want to demonstrate this so that you can see it. I'm applying a foundation that matches Emma's skin tone, and I'm applying this all over her face. All the products are in the description bar below with links, so you can click them if you wish. Now, the thing to think about when dealing with any kind of skin issues is that you want to create the most flawless coverage possible, but you don't want to cake it on, which is why I'm going to use a liquid foundation, because they tend to be more sheer than cream foundations. As I'm applying this, you can see it's blending into the skin and it's taking away that excess redness. And Emma has really good skin, but what kind of happens is she has a lot of histamine in her skin, which sometimes means that when you get a spot, they can become very red and create a glow around them, which gives the illusion there's more there than there really is. And a lot of people have this. It's kind of a little bit like hives on some people, but I think it's good to kind of see that not everybody, I don't have flawless skin and a lot of people don't. So I'm blending this in with a Beauty Blender sponge, and this is shade 1. What I tend to like to do with foundations is when there's a lot of excess redness in the skin or blemishes, I like to go over the outside perimeter of the face with a different tone of foundation, one that is a shade darker, because a darker foundation can really help to take away the appearance of any redness or blemishes, which is what I want to do here. So you can just see it's only a shade darker and it's just around the outside perimeter, and when it's blended in it will just look naturally like it's giving dimension to the skin. A lot of what I do is always about contouring and highlighting regardless of how I'm doing it, and I think that it's a very important technique and one that can look incredibly natural. We're never trying to carve out a cheekbone or really change the features of the face. We're just adding dimension, which is what this is about. And the Beauty Blender, again, one of the best tools ever invented. It's just a delight to use. So you can see that the blemishes that were there are gone, or they're vastly improved. And now I'm just going to go over a tiny little bit on the neck to take care of any excess redness that may be there, so that the whole thing is blended and perfect. I know a lot of you complain about the fact that my models are talking. I like to talk to my models. What can I say? So I'm going to put concealer now down the center of the face, as you can see, because this is where I want to add light, and underneath the eyes. It's a wonderful way of adding real light to the skin, and it's just one of my favorite techniques. And this is the areas that are going to come forward. Anything we contour recedes away from us, and anything we highlight comes at us. So this is what I'm doing with this aspect. I'm creating light in the center of the face, leaving the outside perimeter slightly darker, and it also happens to be that's where any excess redness or blemishes is. So that's all blended in pretty good, and the skin is looking flawless. This tutorial is it's a very kind of datey, date night look. It's a little bit sexy, a little bit delicious, an everyday smoky eye. A tiny bit of powder is being lightly dusted on the skin with my fan brush. I'm being very careful with this. I don't want to disrupt any foundation or concealer, so I don't want to have to re-go over any areas that are problematic. Very lightly filling in the brows, barely anything, because Emma's are beautiful and full and very, very straight, which is something I really love. With the eyebrows complete, it will be time to move on. Never overdo the eyebrows unless you really, really love the look. Tiny bit of foundation is being applied to the eyelids, and I'm going to dust those over with a small amount of powder. Always make sure there's no creasing before you set. So we're going to start with our first shade from the palette. Again, all the information is in the description bar. So I want to prime the eyelids, so I'm going to start by applying a wash of colour from the lash line all the way up to the brow bone. You can use a matte shade if you prefer. Just sweeping it up. I don't know if you heard that. That was an email coming in. Excuse me. So blend, blend, blend. Obviously I'm using brushes that are from my line. Information in the description bar. So I'm applying a tiny amount of a grey eyeshadow to the crease of the eye. And I'm exposing the crease further by allowing my thumb to pull up the eyebrow slightly. This is going to add the dimension I want right in the crease. It's a very sexy, slightly naughty, little bit festive, smoky eye. I think what's so great about my brushes, and I would say this, but they're just so soft that I never irritate the eyes, or it never irritates the client, which is always a wonderful thing. Blending that back and forth to soften any edges. I'm going to go in with a deeper shade of grey just on the outside perimeter, but first I'm going to go underneath the eye. And this is kind of important because I want the whole thing to connect up. So I'm going underneath the eye with the same colour. Now I'm going in with a deeper shade just on the outside V of the eye, as you can see here, just that outside corner. And I'm kind of leaving a lot of the center light because I think it makes the eyes look bigger, and it's just I think it's a more modern take on a smoky eye. So I'm just going to contour very lightly down the sides of the nose and just across the tip. There's nothing really needed here, but I just wanted to do it. A tiny bit of blusher is being applied to the cheekbone area. And this is a really pretty pink shade because I'm going to go with this really neutral pink lip. And as you can see, I'm drawing on this line onto Emma's lips and it matches perfectly. So this would be one of the most perfect nude shades for Emma's skin tone and lip tone. So fill that in completely as best you can. Then you're going to go over with a lipstick that matches the lip liner. Very important. So that is a gorgeous, gorgeous lip. We're going to finish this off with a gorgeous amount of lip gloss to really give it that sexy come hither pout. I think as well, it just really kind of finishes the look off because you've got this grey smoky eye but with this really innocent pink lip, which I just think looks glorious. And there you have it. So this will pretty much complete the tutorial, and you'll see a before and after so you can see the power of makeup. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.